Okay, everyone, let's learn a little bit about composite functions. And composite functions basically is when one function is done inside another function, and one function is done on another function. But anyways, for example, in this problem here, what this is called is that's called g of h. In other words, we're going to work inside out, and we're going to do h of negative 2x first, which means I'm going to plug in negative 2x into the function h here. So h of negative 2x is going to be this. In other words, notice how I plugged in negative 2x I inputted it, right, in for x. So let's do our math here. I know I'm going to do the squared first. So I have 2 times 4x squared minus, here, let's multiply that together. 4 times negative 2x is a negative 8x. Now let's multiply with the 2 here. I end up with 8x squared. And over here, I have a minus minus, which is a plus 8x. So that right there is h of negative 2x. So they want us to do g on h of negative 2x, or g of h of negative 2x. So I'm now going to take this and plug it into g. And g is right up here. So g, we're basically going to do g of 8x squared plus 8x. And what are we going to get? We're going to get negative 2. We're going to plug in our 8x squared plus 8x minus 4. Now, one thing you notice as I'm doing my work, anytime I input, I always use parentheses. Get in the habit of doing that, especially when you have to distribute a negative. That will prevent any careless mistakes. But anyways, negative 2 times 8x squared would be negative 16x squared. Negative 2 times 8x would be negative 16x. I also have a minus 4 at the end. And you know what? Nothing to put in order, nothing to simplify. This right here is g of h of negative 2x. Pause the video if you need to. Okay, so this time they want f of g of x over 3, or 1/3 x. So let's do g of x of 3 first, or g x over 3 first. So I'll do it right here. So g of x divided by 3 is actually probably the better way of saying it. I'm going to plug it in for the x. I'm going to input it into my function like so. Notice how I'm using parentheses whenever I do my inputs. So literally I plugged in for my x's, x divided by 3. So g of x divided by 3 is going to be, this is simply x squared over 9. I still have a plus 5 there. And this is 2x divided by 3. So now that I have g of x divided by 3, let's call it, we want f of g of x divided by 3, which means now we're going to take this and plug it into f. So we're really going to do f of x squared divided by 9 plus 5 plus 2x divided by 3. That's in essence what we're doing. And here's f. So all we have to do is plug that in for x. And it says x plus 4. So really all we have to do is add 4. So we get, and I'm going to go ahead and put them in order. There's nothing out here to distribute like a negative. So I have x squared divided by 9 plus 2x divided by 3. And 5 plus 4 is 9. So this right here is f of g of x divided by 3. And that's basically how you do composite functions, guys. In the next video, we'll do some more and we'll talk about the domain a little bit. So hopefully you understand a little bit better how to do composite functions.